come on in, take a seat, grab a cup of coffee, something, because we got to talk about this season 8, episode 5 of Ready to Love. Yeah, we're talking about Ready to Love, season 8, episode 5. And I know we in Dallas, but Houston, we got a problem. Y'all, we got so many problems. I'm going to tell you, these dates this week were horrible. They were all so horrible. You know I love a good date breakdown. I don't think I'm going to be able to break down every single date in this video. I think I'm going to make this video more like my general recap review video. And then I'll do some date breakdowns, some extra videos for date breakdowns. Y'all let me know down in the comments which couple dates you want me to really break down. Because I don't know if I'll be able to get to all of them. But you let me know down in the comments which dates you really want me to break it down all the way to the ground. Because let me tell you, none of these dates that I like, none of them. And let me tell you, y'all saw my thumbnail, and I said it. You saw my thumbnail, and I said a MAGA versus the unhealed. Because that little boxing match we went to with Quentin, where Quentin was on the date with Eunuch and Kira. Woo! Kira was giving me MAGA vibes. She was giving me MAGA vibes, and Eunuch, we know she is the unhealed. But we're going to start at the top. We're going to start at the top because we got to say goodbye to somebody. We got to say goodbye to our old boy Red. And as I said last week, red flags. Drink some red wine because his jokes ain't funny. You see Red when you talking to him because he makes you so angry. We had to say goodbye to Red. And to be honest with you, I'm happy he went home as opposed to Marvin. Because like I said, I need Marvin to teach me a few more sex things. Come on, Marvin, I need to lively up my bedroom. So let me know, before Marvin goes home, I need him to introduce me to a few more techniques. Something I can do, because that other one he was talking about, forced orgasm, I'm like, I don't need that. Give me something new, Marvin, before you leave, because we know you're going to get kicked off real soon. Before you leave, give me another tip that I can use out here in my life. But before Red left, he said to us, he's not ready to love. It's that the people here ain't ready to love him. That's the same thing, Red. That's what we're saying. You exactly correct. None of the people there are ready to love you. Not now, not never. Talking about, it's not me that's not ready to love. It's them that's not ready to love me. Boy, you ain't said nothing. He act like he claiming with a clever line. Exactly. We agree with you. We're not ready to love you now or ever. But Marvin got one more chance. He got one more chance to stay on the show. And he took out his old girl, Eunuch, on a date. They went horseback riding. And there go Eunuch leaning in for the kiss. I don't know if y'all remember. Do you guys remember the first episode? And Marvin was like, I like Eunuch. I like her submissive nature. And I kept saying, that girl ain't not submissive. Eunuch is not only she not healed, but she is stubborn. She is stubborn. I'm gonna do a day breakdown on her too. Because I know people probably think Eunuch is this way because of the trauma in her relationship. No, I'm telling you. Eunuch is this way, a period, and it caused extra trauma in her relationship. Y'all got it backwards. I know y'all think that some of these ways of Eunuch are all because of the trauma she experienced in her relationship. I'm telling you, it's a combination. Sure, there's some trauma from her past relationship, but Eunuch caused some trauma in her last relationship. I wouldn't be surprised if the man Eunuch was with, he's in therapy. Because let me tell you, Eunuch is something else. She really isn't an agreeable person. I don't know how, when you guys look at her disposition, she's stubborn. She kind of gets in these bantering with every man she goes out on a date with. Red went home because he went back and forth with her. They got all loud and ghetto and screaming back and forth. She called him a narcissist. It's giving me narcissistic vibes. He's screaming her tongue down, talking about, I ain't got no thought job. I'm a compliance officer. Next thing you know, she goes on this horseback riding date with Marvin, and she in there snatching kisses from Marvin. She ain't submissive. I'm telling you, she's not submissive. But did y'all hear when she first went on the ride? She was like, is this a habit of yours where you like to take the lead? He said, yeah, and she laughed. That's why Eunuch liked Marvin, because what Eunuch really wants to do is she wants to be dominated in the bedroom, because where she doesn't allow herself to be dominated is out in the real world. Eunuch like to boss people around. I'm gonna tell you that right now. When that man said he wanted a son, Eunuch said, some things ain't possible. Ooh, she kind of scary. I'm telling you, there's a part of Eunuch that scares me. She reminds me of one of these women, like on these thriller romantic thriller movies where the woman's kind of a little bit halfway crazy, where first she talks about she's all in love with you, but the next thing you know, she's trying to cut off your leg. She's stalking you. I mean, not stalking you, but she's doing real mean things. I'm telling you, there's something about Eunuch. There is something about Eunuch that y'all think. I know a lot of people think that it's about Eunuch being traumatized from her last relationship, but I'm telling you, there are some things about Eunuch that are Eunuch, period. And she probably did in her last relationship, and that probably made the relationship even more damaging, traumatic, and volatile. Because the way Eunuch speaks to people, the way Eunuch is, it would rub a lot of people wrong. But that day went nowhere with Marvin. Marvin was like, it's a no for him because he wants more kids, and Eunuch don't want no more kids. This is a common problem out here. This is a common problem. Women in their 30s done with kids, and men who still want to have kids. It's a common problem. But this is why I'm going to get on Marvin about what he said. He said that he wants to start a family. First of all, Marvin, you already started a family because you got a child already. You told us that. You told us he had a girl and Eunuch had 2 girls. And so therefore he said he wanted a boy. So he wanted to continue having kids because he wants a boy. And if he gets a boy, he'll be done. But he wants to keep going until he has a boy. And then he said, because Eunuch said she don't want no more kids because all things aren't possible. Who knows? Maybe she got a medical thing. She can't have no more kids. I get it. No problem. Whether it's medical or whether she don't want them, that's her deal. She can do whatever the heck she wants to do out here in life. But this is the problem I had with Marvin when he said he want to have him a boy, hook a crook. And then what he said is, I just need to date women that don't have any kids. This new generation of women, y'all need to learn something from the previous generations of women. I always say the new generations better learn something. And a lot of these men out here right now, if you hear what they're talking about, is they don't even want to marry into the situations that they created. So here you have a man like Marvin who created a child. Okay, I don't even know if he was married to the woman. But now that type of woman he isn't even interested in. He's saying he doesn't want any women with children. But you created a woman with a child that's not with you. So here you have people creating situations with women, and then they don't even want to get re-involved in the same situation they helped create. Women better realize that the consequences of having children with men you don't stay with, a large portion of the burden sticks with you. It ain't just enough to get child support, because now you realize that having children with a man you're not going to stay with affects you in a lot of ways. It affects you in child support. It affects you in the work and the duties you have to do to raising children. And then it affects you in your prospects to date later. Women better recalculate. They better recalculate whatever calculation they've been using on when to have a child with a man, and also when to leave a relationship in which you had a child with that man. Because let me tell you, it has now not gotten so easy to break up with a person, have a child, and then re-enter a new relationship with a child. It's not so easy anymore. It used to be a lot easier before. It did. 15, 20 years ago, it used to be a lot easier. It's not easier anymore. Women need to recalculate their pros and their cons of when they're letting themselves become impregnated by men. Because now you got all these men on this show. You got Marie, you got Marvin, you got a couple other men on this show. Listen to them. Listen to them, ladies. They all got children, but somehow they're not interested in women with children. So the women that they had children with, they wouldn't even want them women back on the dating market in today's world. They want a new fresh woman with a fresh new womb. Y'all better listen. New generation women, you better listen, you better watch, and you better do differently. You better do differently. But I might do a breakdown on Marie too and his date with was an improv date with Kira, right? That was a disaster. A complete disaster. And over there, Mario already talking about he's in a healthy condition. He looked like he just ate 5 packs of Oreos. This man, I'm so sick of Mario. He can go home, y'all. In my eyes, he can go home. I hope y'all watched my breakdown video on him last week. I'm going to do another one on him because I think I'm ready to get my foot on the neck of Mario because he's a hypocrite. Marie is a hypocrite. I don't pretty much like Kira either, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't like Marie. He's a hypocrite. He over here talking about he want a woman that's healthy, and he look like he boosting clothes out of Target with a bunch of clothes stuffed under his shirt. What are you, a booster? Are you a booster or are you out of shape? Which one is it? Because you up here telling me you in shape and you eat healthy. I don't see it. You got on them overalls and that little patch of overall barely covers that belly. He looked like he got on a baby bib. He got on overalls, but his belly is so big, it looks like a baby bib. Marie need to get off the TV, Marie. Get off the TV. I might have to do a breakdown of that. Because let me tell you, that little improv day, it was a disaster. The Kira Marie exchange improv was a disaster. And you know what the other disaster was? Jessica and Chris, disaster. You know what? I know a lot of people like Jessica. I'm out Jessica's boat. I'm not in her boat no more. Because I picked up on it last week or the first week when Chris couldn't stay for the hold down. And Chris had to leave early and she walked him to the car. I picked up on the bossy vibes of Jessica then. I still haven't seen Jessica laugh or smile. Have y'all seen Jessica laugh or smile? I don't know. She's a very serious person. But anyway, I picked up on at the hold down when she said, let me walk him around so that like he's a little school kid and let me introduce him to all the kids before he leaves and I leave my kid at school for daycare. I don't know. It was giving me bossy mama vibes. I didn't like that really too much, but I let it pass. Then when they went to the car and she told him, call me when you get home. I didn't like that. I don't like orders. I have a problem when people give me orders. I don't mind a woman saying, hey, are you going to call me you're going to call me later on? I want to hear from you later on. Will you call me later on? I want to talk to you. I love to hear from you. But I don't like call me when you get home. I don't like orders. And now on this day at this improv, you got this improv situation of this so-called accident happening. And then next thing you know, she gets, he says, what do you think we could have done differently? And then the first thing out of her mouth was blaming him. Ugh. Horrible, 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 horrible. She's giving me bossy. She's giving me stubborn. She's giving me argumentative. I'm telling you, y'all, I'm not picking up on no good vibes as Jessica. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good one bit. And then what I seen over there with Chris, with Aries, he's a sensitive man. He's a sensitive man. He ain't gonna be able to deal with no bossy woman. And I told you I saw Chris on Crystal XO, and he said he wanted a submissive woman. Jessica ain't submissive. She ain't submissive enough. She's bossy. She's the leader. She want to lead. She keeps saying she wants a man that's a leader. That's because she's really strong-willed. I'm gonna tell you, there's a couple of things you need to carry on this dating world. When a woman says they want a man that's a leader, the problem that she's been running into is she's really strong and she hasn't found a man that can be stronger than her. This is the new key out there. Listen to women who say, I want a strong leader. Women are saying they want a strong leader because what they're saying is they're finding it hard to follow a man. And what they're asking for is a man to be a stronger leader who can top them. I think a lot of these women don't want to tone themselves down. They want the man to be stronger, more forceful. Well, that's where you start to get venturing over into like men who are narcissistic or, they can become abusive too. I wish women would practice a different technique. Why don't you tone it down? Instead of needing these really strong men that just stand up to you all the time and beat you down. Morgan last year was talking about put me in my place. Why don't women just tone it down some? That way you don't need these men that have to be so strong to put you in your place. That's what, Jessica's starting to give me. She's a strong woman, very strong. And so she talks a lot about needing a strong leader. And I think she's saying that because she's strong-willed. And so she needs a man that can be stronger than her. That's what it is. Stronger than her. Just like Janelle said, the next time she wants a boyfriend, she wants a man to pick her up. Why don't you lose weight? Well, people don't want to do no work on themselves. They want everybody else to do all the work. Janelle over here talking about the next boyfriend she wants him to be able to pick her up. Then why don't you lose weight so more men can pick you up? People lazy out here. They want everybody to do the work. I want a strong man so I can still be strong-willed and I can pop off at the mouth, but he can still handle me. I want a man who can pick me up, but I don't want to lose no weight. Good Lord. Marie talking about he ain't never found no woman that he wanted to marry, but he's impregnating women. So it's all the woman's fault. Well, then why don't you impregnate her? Why don't you do something different? So many people out here do not take accountability. They don't take accountability. They want everybody else to do all their work for them, and all they do is run around and complain, why I can't find nobody. Be different. Be different. There's your solution. You be different. Stop asking for the change from everybody else, and you change. You be different. Control yourself. You can't control everybody else, but you know what you can do? You can control yourself. Or I don't know, can you? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe people out here ain't got no self-control. Like Janelle. Like we find out Janelle has no self-control, no impulse control. I know y'all saw her videos on Instagram or whatever. She out here rolling up on people's houses, popping off, talking about come outside. What? What is she talking about? Can't you carry, what's it called, unconcealed in Texas? Don't they have stand your ground laws? Janelle gonna wind up getting shot by somebody. She shouldn't even do that in California. Because I'm telling you, if she ever came to my house talking like that, talking about I'm outside, and my husband saw some shit like that, it would be on and popping. It would be on and popping. He wouldn't care if she was a woman. You roll up to people's houses talking about come outside. You can get it, come outside. Girl, please. You sure would get it. You would get it. Then that other improv date that happened with Sierra, with improv with Herbert, another disaster. Oh, what the hell was Sierra doing? The man couldn't even talk. She was cutting him off so she could get her jokes in. She was cutting it off so she can get her funny joke. I thought she was a stylist. Sierra act like she a comedian. I thought she was a stylist. Why is she so intent on telling jokes every 30 seconds? Every 30 seconds she telling a joke. And the man couldn't even talk. She was over talking to him. She was doing a lot. Sierra. I want to like Sierra. And it's not that I don't like Sierra, but I definitely see Sierra's problem in the dating world. Sierra gonna be a baby mama too. She already said she want a child and she want one right away. She gonna end up just getting pregnant by some man and having her baby. I see it already. I see it coming. Because she already tried to get Maria in the parking lot. Next thing you know, this episode, she was trying to get Herbert in the parking lot to have a baby. I think she gonna realize pretty soon that this little act she got going, this thing she does on dates, ain't nobody buying this. Ain't no man buying this. No man is purchasing this. No man is attracted to this. And I think after a while, she going to realize, let me just go on and get my baby. Let me just go on and get my baby, have my baby, and go on about my way, because that's what she wants. Unless she changes her techniques in dating, she's going to be out here single for a long damn time. I don't know what to tell. I don't even know how Sierra came up with this. Who taught Sierra this? She need to go unlearn this. Sierra, you need to unlearn all this stuff you doing on dates. It's all horrible. Horrible. And who knows what Herbert is doing, because we find out Herbert, you know what, Herbert don't like Janelle. Janelle over here cussing and fighting, talking about how all the men like her. In the beginning, Janelle, one of them women where men like her in the beginning. Just like women probably like her. No, women don't like her in the beginning, because I didn't like her from the beginning. Men like Janelle in the beginning. But it don't take them long to figure out they don't like her. Herbert done already figured out he don't like Janelle. That's why she can't get no call back, because she said, you don't call me back. Exactly. When a man don't call you back, he ain't interested. When a man doesn't call you back, he's not interested. Don't believe him when he says he's busy or work got too long. Because, he may not be able to call you back right then in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, but he can call you back within the day. If a man don't call you back within the day, he's not interested in you. You're not number one on his list. I'm telling you that right now. Let me tell you the top thing men want. Sex and money. Sex and money. That's all they think about all day long. Either making money or having sex. So if they're thinking about making money, they're working. That is correct when they say that. But at least a couple of times throughout the day, they either going to be thinking about sex, when they're going to have sex next, who they want to have sex with, how they're going to have sex, where they're going to have sex, how good it's going to be. And if your name don't come in their mind, which makes them send you a text or a call, they're not interested. They're not interested. All day long, men are only thinking about two things: making their money and having sex. That's it, women. I'm telling you right now. It's simple. That's all they thinking about. When my husband calls me in the middle of the day to say something sweet to me, all he doing is setting up the next sex adventure. That's all he's doing. He's making money on his job. He's calling to check on me to make sure that whenever he wants, he'll be able to have sex. That's all they doing, women. So if you don't get no call, you don't get no attention, it's me because they're not thinking about you in that way. Herbert don't want Janelle. Sorry, Janelle. She on TikTok, Instagram, talking about all the men want her. Herbert don't want her. Not long term. And even, what's his name? What was his name? Quint talking about he wants to see Janelle's a pretty face. Pretty face. You see how he said pretty face? That's it. He don't want else. He even starting to figure out that all he really do is want to look at Janelle's face. He said face. He a doggone personal trainer, and he said Janelle's face. That ought to tell you something right there. That ought to tell you something right there. Like I said before, Quentin is 33. He ain't trying to get with Janelle. Maybe he just want to look at her a pretty face. Okay, Quentin, if you say so. But I'm gonna take up for Quentin when he was on that date with Kira, and she was asking him, talking about, you look like you date a white girls. He was offended. He looked like he was gonna slap Kira. I would have wanted to slap her too, because she was giving me MAGA vibes. Let me tell you why she gives me MAGA vibes. When you listen to Kira's talk, first of all, she acts like she's a white girl in a black girl's body. She describes herself as that. I'm not saying it, because she thinks all of a sudden you a white girl just because you are bubbly, you high-spirited, and you speak good English. Girl, get out of here. That's giving me stereotypical MAGA talk. Then she starts talking about, I need a God-fearing man. It's not that only MAGA people are God-fearing, but there are trigger words that make me think about MAGA people. One is that they like to bring in religion. They really do. And sometimes they're the most unchristian people, but they love to bring in religion. They love to be all up in other people's business, throwing the Bible at them, hitting them over the head with the Bible, but they some of the biggest sinners out here in the world. But anyway, that's giving me MAGA vibes when she does that. When she said, oh, what do you date? Mexicans? Oh my God, I was triggered. Trigger. That's another MAGA term when you refer to people, Mexicans. Mexicans are just one country. It's against Mexico. I'm telling you, it's against Mexicans. It's specifically, that's MAGA. All this stuff she was saying, it's all MAGA stuff. She in Texas. We know she was a cheerleader for the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all know I love the Dallas Cowboys. They're my favorite team. But we know who owns the Dallas Cowboys, and we know he's one of the biggest Republican Donald Trump supporters out there. We know it. She got MAGA vibes. She got MAGA vibes oozing out of her. Christopher said that he liked Kira. So who knows? We might need to learn a little bit more about Christopher. I need to learn a little bit more about Christopher, the new Christopher, the tall Christopher, not the Nigerian Chris. I'm talking about the tall Christopher. He picked Kira as his number one. So let's see what they have in common, because right now with Miss Kira, she got some red flags, y'all. Red flags. But Farmer John, Jimmy Dean Sausage, Maurier had to take out Kira and let her know that she was on the bottom and that she was up for elimination. But you know what? She got a reprieve, and she gets to stay on, and so she was happy. She ain't answering to Maurier. When they did that little improv, did you see her sit down next to him? She was rolling her eyes. But then when she got to this little elimination day, she was trying like she likes Maurier. She don't like Maurier. Kira does not like Maurier, and not one bit. She was rolling her eyes at him, but she was happy she wasn't going home. She was happy she wasn't going home. But I did forget to talk about the field date with Katarina. You know what? That was the only date that went well. Let me say that. Between all the dates, the field date, the date with Phil and Katarina was the only date that didn't go wrong. It went well. But Phil always looked like he just woke up. He looked like he's sleepy. When you call somebody in the morning, like, girl, did I wake you up? Did I wake you up? That's what Phil looked every time I see him. Phil looked like every time I see him that he just woke up. I don't know what it is about him, but they seem to have some things in common. In fact, I think Phil already has kids. I need to check that out. And Katarina, she really don't want no kids. She talking about maybe she on the fence. Girl, she don't want no kids. You can tell she does not want any kids. So maybe she'll do well with somebody like a Phil, because Phil don't want no kids. I think he already got kids. I think he's done. Kira was like, she said, you know what? If I am going to date a man with kids, them kids need to be out of diapers, because I'm not going to go for no man going over no baby mama's house. Talking about I got to go pick up my kids. That was funny. I can actually see why Katarina and Janelle get into fights, because they both are competitive. They both are quick-tongued. I'm telling you, they both have these parts of them that are very, very similar. But I still don't think Katarina is a mean girl, but I think Janelle is. I think she is. I don't think Katarina is necessarily a mean girl, but I think Janelle is a mean girl. but Katarina got fight in her, and she's not gonna let no girl like Janelle run over her. But she probably need to just stay away from people like Janelle. Stay away from people like Janelle. Don't ruin your life dealing with people with Janelle. Janelle got a problem. I'm telling you, last time she was telling Taquilla to go take her meds. Janelle need to take some meds. Janelle need to be medicated for sure. She even admits on her little Instagram video that she likes to fight. She admitted on her Instagram that she likes to fight. Who wants you to be the mother of their children when you run around talking about I like to fight? People don't even listen to themselves. She run around here talking about she want to have kids with a man, but then she says she likes to fight and she realizes it's a problem and she can't control herself. Men beware. Men beware. And then Marvin, even after he got that kiss from Eunuch, he kissed her and then had to let her go. She leaned in for that kiss and he let her go. All Eunuch wanted to do was sleep with Marvin. She was not interested in nothing long term with Marvin. She just wanted to go to that sex dungeon because what she wants to be able to do is be dominant in the bedroom. That's what Eunuch wants. Eunuch is dominant in the real world. She dominates over people, over men. She fights with men in the real world. And so what she wanted to do was she wanted to have the experience of being dominated in the bedroom and relinquish control to a man in the bedroom because she doesn't know how to relinquish control to him in real life. That's all she wanted from Marvin, was to go to the sex dungeon. She don't want to have his kids. She don't want to be married to him. She don't want none of that. None of that. All she wanted was she just wanted the sex. That's it. She says she thinks she has to heal. She says healing is subjective. It is subjective, but that's what people do when they evaluate you, is they get to decide. And the majority of people think she hasn't healed. So she can walk around and say she thinks she's healed. But if everybody looking at you says you ain't healed, what good does it do for you to say you healed? This is what I'm talking about. People don't want to do no work. They just want to go off of what they think of themselves. And as long as they think about it themselves, that's all that matters. That's the problem out here now. People don't give no consideration to other people's opinions or thoughts. They think other people's opinions and thoughts don't matter. And all they do is go off their own opinions about themselves. And so here you have a woman running around like Eunuch, talking about she's healed. She's already healed. But 9 out of 10 people look at Eunuch and say, girl, you aren't healed. And she says, I don't care. I think I'm healed. Good. Well, stay walking around thinking you healed and nobody else thinks you do. And then what? You'll never be in a relationship. Like I just said, stubborn people who don't want to do any work, and Eunuch is stubborn. She's stubborn in all her conversations with men. She's even stubborn on this point when people are telling her over and over and over again, girl, you're not healed. You need more healing. And here she does walk off the set of the show talking about, I'm not the problem. It's your opinion that's the problem. It ain't judgment. It's not judgment. Maybe that's why she rejects it, because she feels like we're judging her. It's not judgment. It's really here to help her. Girl, you got more work to do. It's not judgment. It's not judgment at all. Just go do some more work. Go do it. We all got work to do. Everybody out here has work to do. But I hope she does it. I really hope she does it. Anyway, so listen, y'all. I'm going to do some date breakdown videos. So be sure to subscribe to my channel. Like this video. Please like the video because I need some help out here getting my viewership up. But subscribe to my channel so that way you get the alerts of when these date breakdown videos are going to go live, or I'm going to publish them. Hopefully I'm gonna get a couple out today, tomorrow, over this weekend. But I'm interested in doing date breakdowns. But let me know down in the comments what's your number ones you want me to do the date breakdowns. Just in case I don't get to all of them, I'll be sure to hit your top ones for sure. All right, talk to you later. Bye.